Hello. Frankie Nicole here, and I am in my bear costume again because this is officially my birthday week. Haha. I am going to be 29. So, my philosophy about birthdays is that it's an excuse to have a party. I mean, I can find any excuse to have a party. That's not a problem. But I don't know why people get so upset about their age or turning older, because it's really all about a mindset. And I've met some people that are pretty old, chronologically, and very young still in their mind. And we're always pushed to this like thought process that, oh God, we're getting older. Oh shit, stuff's happening. But what we don't really remember is that we don't really know what's going to happen. We don't. I mean, we have all our tools and aids and whatnot to, help us out with making sure that we eat and that, we have money for some stuff that might take a little bit more than just your average, charge on a credit card or whatever. Um, if you want to have a house or if you want to have any, kind of larger security. But we really don't know what's going to be happening. The world is changing so rapidly lately, and we're starting to accelerate increasingly. And so, I mean, it's great to prepare, but it's also great not to have so much stuff. It's great to have a little bag like the centaur or the fool, which is a representative of Sagittarius. One of the two, the other one being temperance. And we have a lot of stuff going on in this world right now that is very frightening. But the positive part, because in my line of work and understanding, is that everything does happen for a reason. It may not be clear right off the bat, but it's there, and it might be a bad thing or a perceived bad thing because, we have stuff going on in the world that, we're trying to fight against because it's a bad thing. Global warming, GMOs, racism, sexism, terrorism, just a lot of things going on. Oppression, class warfare, and the important thing to remember is all of this is happening to help people rise up and see their power within. And unfortunately had to get this way. I mean, I feel like I've been posting articles about this stuff for years. I know some people who've been labeled conspiracy theorists have been posting stuff about this for years, and it's now only starting to become one of those things where we've woken up and we're all starting to become aware, and we're all becoming conspiracy theorists because finally we are starting to see through the bullshit. We're seeing through the veil. Now, Saturn in Sagittarius is all about taking all that bullshit that we've gotten when we're going through Scorpio and doing something and turning it into something positive, putting a positive spin on it. It's ruled by Jupiter, very jolly planet. Jupiter is in Virgo. Virgo is all about narrowing down to the tiny details. And so, like one of my astrologer friends, Rick Levine, had said, it's like trying to fit an egg through a straw. So we've got this, this potential of this egg, and we're trying to narrow the focus through the straw and to somehow get the best part of that egg to be our slice on our salad, for point's sake. But we're having a new moon on Friday, which is my birthday, And I would say it's all about releasing and discarding old um, uh, patterns and thought processes about your dreams. Sagittarius is all about looking and making a plan for the horizon. You look out and you point your arrow out at the horizon and you say, "This is what I'm going to make happen, and I'm going to stop at nothing to make to make this happen because this is my dream. I want to achieve it. I may make minor tweaks along the way, which is the Virgo part in there coming in, but I have a dream. It is very Martin Luther King. It's very empire. It, Sagittarius is jolly and hardworking and ready to make their dreams happen. That's why I feel like you never really hear or see about one unless, they're not making their dreams happen or they're, falling on some hard times. But yes, they are loud and brash and bold and blunt to the bone. Because if you can't look straight at the truth and be able to say, okay, so this is what it is, and this is what I want it to be. How do we get from here to there? You have to look at it and you have to acknowledge it in your head. What is actually going on? The acknowledgement of the truth. Because if you're going to try and change your projection or your destiny, you have to understand where you're at, and that's very important. So this new moon is all about seeding new beginnings, and it's seeding about new beginnings in your dreams. And I think that we really need to stop believing that we can't make things happen, that things can't be possible because of circumstantial happenstance. That didn't really make a whole lot of sense. From circumstances. So, okay, say you're in a job right now and you're kind of going nowhere and you kind of feel a little bit lost and you don't feel like anything's happening, and so you've kind of lost hope. You've lost faith that the life that you wanted is going to be the life that you were hoping for. So you settle down and you find someone nice and a lot of nice friends, and you just kind of go. That's great, but at some point in your life, you're going to wake up and you're going to say, this is not what I imagined for my life. And you are going to uproot it, and you are going to leave a wake of some pretty big changes in your path, And it's really important to be self-aware and mindful of, like, what's going on, because you don't want to, have the fallout from it. We'll do a fourth one. I feel like a lot of people get left in the dust of, they thought and I think it's happening less now because of the way that we want, the way we're kind of actually really pursuing what we want in life these days. But, I mean, it's still, you can't just, settle down and, I mean, I'm not... Okay, well, I'll be blunt because, Sagittarius or whatever. But, you can't just give up. You can't just decide that, oh, it's all over and this is what my life is going to be now. Because as soon as you give up, you're giving permission for the other people in your life to also kind of give up on you, on their stuff. We're all here to help inspire each other. And you know what? Sometimes that inspiration comes with a side of sassy, sun tiger in your face. But and sometimes you have to be the bad guy. Sometimes you have to be the asshole. But sometimes the asshole is the only one who's giving you exactly what you need. Because if you hadn't had that person say that thing or do that thing in your life, you may not have been projected forward. You might have, but you might not have gotten that fiery motivation underneath your ass to just rocket forward and be like, well, yeah, fuck you too. If you, I'm getting off here, but I mean, it's like one of those things where some people play roles in your life, and sometimes they're the asshole, sometimes you're the asshole, sometimes you're the best friend, sometimes you're the lover, sometimes you have to be okay with playing different roles, because we're not always gonna be that one part, that one person, that one thing, because then life isn't really that interesting, and then we wonder, where the hell has my life gone, and why the hell am I just sitting here continuing to do the same thing over and over again and hoping for something different. So make those dreams, pursue those passions, find your drive, your joy. Kiss the people that have helped you in the way, no matter what, or give them a hug if you don't want to kiss them. On your way, thank them at least, because everybody deserves to feel a little bit acknowledged or recognized for their part in contributing in your life. And that's why I always try to be kind, because I know people are playing different roles in my life, and they don't necessarily want to be that, but maybe it's just the fact that we are different types of people, and we see from different viewpoints, and so that we're not gonna get along. We're not gonna immediately become best friends. But that's just how we are as people, and I wouldn't want them to change to become my friend just to become my friend, or and vice versa. It's just one of those things where we meet, we have a specific kind of understanding and purpose, and on the journey of life, and then you move on. And sometimes someone's more selfish than the other person. Sometimes, someone screws over the other person. It's all about the intermixing and the understanding of the purpose of why did this happen, how do I deal with it, and how do I go forward. So from there, I am going to do the 3 cards again, because woohoo, that was fun. And oh man, I wish I had a crown. Well, I should have worn my crown of roses. Rose Queen. What can I say? Bear costume. Interesting. Oh, he's shown up again, I see. We got a double. Oh, double. Oh my. So, for the beginning of the week, the 3 cards that we have pulled are the Empress, the 5 of Swords, and the 4 of Cauldrons reversed. So, you gonna come join me, Oliver, or are you just gonna walk by? So there's a lot of very motherly, feminine energy flowing, and there's something that is kind of being let go of. The 4 of Cauldrons reversed is kind of letting go of a feeling of like a focus, or you kind of are you have the 3 cups sitting around, and then you're just looking off in the distance at that one cup. Regardless that you have those 3 other cups that are filled with other various contents, you just want that one cup. And it's all about kind of this wanting what you can't have / hoping for something to come in that you don't quite really know if it is or if it's not. It's kind of it's a risk kind of emotional hopefulness, emotional risk. And so in reverse, it's kind of like you've moved past this need to just hold on to this one cup that you've been hoping for. They could all be filled with the same beverage, but you want that one. It's like the child. It wants its one special cup, even if it's dirty and you have to go wash it. So moving past that specificity of the one specific thing, and there's some conversations. So maybe there's some conversations that you're having where you kind of are realizing that this, or thoughts even, because swords are thoughts, this one dream that you've been having, maybe it's just not it doesn't fit. It's not right. It's not the right thing that you should be doing. Maybe you've wanted it for so long that you forgot that maybe it wasn't really exactly what you wanted in the first place, but you kind of just chose it because somebody either, they've made a really good case argument about it, for it, or you kind of just fell into it or settled into it. And the Empress signifies that it's a very fertile time to be thinking about all these things, to reflect, to kind of give birth to some new ideas. Maybe there's a new thing coming in. It's making you question. It's making you believe that that things are possible that maybe you never really thought was possible, because the Empress, she's the mother, she is the woman who, we all know that women can, have children and become pregnant, but the difference, the change, it's like you never thought it was so possible to get so big or to have all these things going on during a pregnancy. So maybe you're just kind of reevaluating some of these ideas and this direction that you've been going in. It also could mean that a feminine, very motherly energy is coming in and kind of changing your perceptions about things. It seems like a very perception bending card, especially with the energy of this week. Maybe someone is coming in and offering you something completely different and new, and you can't even comprehend why this person would be offering this at this point, because you had this one specific plan and that's how it was supposed to be. And how dare somebody question your direction? But it's in the upright, so she's obviously coming in and she's offering this very great idea, this very fortuitous direction that could be just really something that maybe you never even considered and could go very well for you. She's, she creates things. She's the creator. Then in the middle of the week, we have the Eight of Pentacles upright, coupled with the Princess of Wands reversed, King of Wands reversed, and then these two came out, the King of Rods and the Lovers, both reversed, which is interesting, because I was listening to another podcast, and I'll hold these up. So I think it's signifying some kind of choice, relationship, very passionate, intimate relationship, because the King of Rods in reverse, he's a very, he might be a little bit brute force, kind of brusque, kind of very loud, and all about doing and going and getting and let's go, blah 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 blah. Bright, very energetic, very sexual. The King of Rods is, yes, very, very. He knows how to get what he wants, or at least the energy, the masculine energy is very. He's assertive. He'll be the one hitting on you and, hey baby, da da da. It's a very sexual placement for these two cards. And with the Princess of Wands, it seems like there might be this these two energies coming together. It might take a little bit of work. It possibly could be a project that gets created, or an event, or the creative force bringing in employees that are younger, and there's a lot of work to be done. Now, the Princess of Wands in reverse can signify a little bit of confusion, but and they're both the Lovers and the King of Rods are in reverse too. But this is all about just the energy being stuck and breaking through. The King of Rods reverse can be kind of an asshole, but if you look at him in a different light, maybe you are just looking for someone who is going to come up and be very direct with you and be very in your face, because you you want somebody who is going to be able to take charge. You want someone who is going to have those ideas and not be afraid to speak their mind. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of work to be done, but it's all about cultivating something and finishing up what you've started. I mean, it's in progress. It's something that's been in progress because we're at the 8, almost to the 9, which is completion. So you've been working on something. And so to move on to the weekend, which is my birthday, yes, I'm going to keep reminding. We have the 3 of Swords reversed, we have the 2 of Wands reversed, and we have the Queen of Swords upright. So it looks like we are moving past a little bit of disappointment. Something has disappointed us before, but now we are able to understand what has transpired, where we are moving past something that has not worked out for us in the past. And so the 3 of Swords, we have the little heart-shaped cloud, and we have the swords in it, and we have the little person thinking up to that. And you know, it's funny, this is the one card of the swords that really signifies a whole lot of emotion. I mean, the other cards, they signify anxiety and thoughts and things like that. It seems like that's why most people don't really like the swords suit. But this is the only one that really is, that really is all about, you know, kind of this like pain, like this disappointment, this like sadness, where, you know, it kind of tugs at your heartstrings because you wanted something to happen, or you were hoping and it didn't transpire. And so it's funny because, you know, the heart signifies so many different aspects about just love. People really, that's the one symbol that's very equated to emotional and love understandings. And for the, you know, it's, I always thought that the disappointment is really something just that we know that feeling. It happens a lot. So to be able to know how to take the disappointment and transmute that into where do we go from now? So maybe this idea didn't really work out. Maybe you were trying something out. Maybe something, you know, this came into your life and it didn't work. Maybe it reminded you of stuff that didn't work in the past, but now you're getting over it because it is working now. You just had to work a little bit harder at it. You had to, like, you know, really make the effort to go through it, and you didn't realize you were going to have to work that hard last time, and so that's why it kind of fell through. So we have the 2 of Wands reversed. So there's a hesitation. There's a little hesitation for action. Or maybe there's a choice that needs to be made between 2 actions, and you're not quite sure which one you wanted to make, which one you wanted to kind of go towards. But then the Queen of Swords comes in, and she, you know, she's all about making decisions. She's all about slicing through that bullshit and kind of just realizing what exactly of those parts that you needed. So maybe she was taking those 3 swords, and she was, okay, I didn't need this sword, I didn't need this sword, there's my sword, this is what I needed. And so maybe she's going to be able to cut through some of this nonsense that it makes you feel hesitant to act. Maybe you feel, you know, like you were a bit afraid before because something had happened that didn't work out, and you didn't really want to go through all that disappointment and pain again. But she's saying, I know better. I can make the decision. I can show you the way better this time, so it doesn't seem as difficult, and it's maybe a little bit of a shortcut in a sense, where it's a shortcut because you have traced those steps before, and you can kind of tell where it's going to start leading to, and you know that you either do or you don't want to deal with that anymore. All right, so it looks like for the punctuation, I did a punctuation because we had 4 cards pop out. we have the Seven of Swords, we have the King of Wands upright, both of those upright, and then we have Temptation or the Devil upright. So it really looks like there's something that this is a very pivotal card for the weekend, is about hesitation and not being and fearing to move and to make a choice. Cats. Ignore something for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then as soon as you're trying to make some video where you need to have, not a whole lot of sound, they just go after the damn ball with the bell in it. Anyways, I digress. So there's some kind of something that's pulling our thoughts back with the Seven of Swords. There's things that are left that are holding us a little bit hostage, and it has to do so with, I believe, it's this very masculine King of Wands energy, and this is like, maybe this is who you've embodied in the past. You've had the motivation to be that person who is very, having that ability to embody those energies, but it failed you in the past, and it didn't work out, and you kind of felt like you were at a loss for ego, or wounded your ego, or you lost somebody important to you because of this behavior. But that person was only there temporarily, and that's okay, because temporary is okay. We don't have to hold on to everybody and everything forever. That's how we get weighed down in Ten of Wands. So we have this, this temptation, this fear, that the bondage, that in the Seven of Swords, we're thinking about these things, and it's holding us in place so that we cannot make those choices to act and move forward, and to really let our energy shine so much to the best of its abilities, as this wonderful King of Wands shows. Look at him. He's just got a lion in his chariot moving forward. He's victorious. He's getting stuff done. He's getting what he wants. All right. Be still, listen, feel, and just be. Have you forgotten what is truly important? When you pass from this world, all you will take with you is your soul and the beautiful memories it holds. You cannot hold on to people, things. You have to let them pass, and you have to redirect your sails and for a different course, because sometimes things in life are temporary, and that's okay. That does not mean that the time that was spent or had with any of those people, things, places, jobs, whatever, was any less special than when it was. It just means that that period is over, and we must release and allow for new things to happen, new lessons. Speaking on that, a new love is coming your way. Yet in order for this to manifest, you must first release the past. Are you ready? All it takes is a conscious desire to do so. Something, new moon, new things, new dreams, new people, new situations, new lessons are coming in, and it's time to give them space and room to come in. And so if you have everything else from the past just still swirling around in your head, and clinging on to your shoulders and your back and your body, it's going to make it so much more difficult to digest all the new things. And sometimes they're going to throw you for a loop, and you're going to need to have your hands ready to catch that. So you got to let go of what else you're holding on to. Love generates love. You will receive positive confirmation of this in the next few days. Keep on loving, and you will keep on receiving ever greater blessings in return. Love is the expression of God and Goddess flowing through you. Love is a sacred union, a great creative power, which through merging of two souls becomes an exploration of the divine. Profound transformation is taking place in your life. Be yourself. You have much to offer the world by just being you. Yes, don't be afraid. Do not fear to be who you are, even though it may not have likened everybody's palettes in the past. Maybe those palettes weren't for you. Maybe they were just there to show you the greatness that was you so that you could go sparkle and be wonderful. Your love has the power to transform all things, including your relationship and love life. So with that, I leave you, and I hope you guys have a great week. I know I am. I'm going to go go-karting, because what else do adults do? Bye, guys.